Welcome. It's another episode here at the Jurassic Studios. I'm Kevin Walker. Al Leiby's with me here. Al, and Al's logo right behind us, the marketing switch. Notice how we changed the lights to red to match? I missed the red shirt memo, though, today.
I'm blending in back here. So
you are.
It's almost,
yeah.
It's
See,
like a
there we
green
go.
screen situation.
It's a matter of figuring out which camera's which here. So Al his company's called The Marketing Switch, which tells me that you are helping clients, businesses find clients, reach clients, get more clients, keep reaching the same clients. Tell me a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Most market agencies, they want you to run ads right off the bat. It's kind of like the that Flex Seal thing with the water's pouring out and they slap it on there.
Yeah.
That's what market agencies do. They just slap on ads, run some ads, maybe put up a billboard or something like that. We're more about getting the strategy right first, making sure that you're speaking to your ideal client and not just whoever happens to click. Because anybody can get you 1,000 leads coming in, but if you only convert about 1% of them, which is the numbers usually, you're wasting all the rest of that time. So you should try to aim for the right person, or what's called the ideal client. And the ideal client, you got to figure that out too.
Yeah.
Who is your ideal client? Is it your top paying one? Is it the one who you like to work with the best?
So instead of just spraying and hoping, and I'm gonna try to hit everybody, because not everybody's my ideal client.
Exactly.
In fact, I would argue, and you'd probably agree, that not everyone is your ideal client. And in theory, finding your ideal client and knowing who they are, where they're at, is a great way to not waste your marketing budget and to hit the right people. How do you do that? Is it systems? Is it automations? How do you help people do that so they're just not handing money out left and right trying to market to people?
Yeah, absolutely. So it really begins with getting a good strategy down. You got to make sure you have the strategy figured out right. So I always say, first off, identify what your ideal client is. It's the one who pays you the most money, a lot of times people will say, but are you willing to trade all this bunch of money that's coming in for all your time? Probably not.
Okay.
So it could be the one you like to work with the best, the one who maybe always returns things for you, whatever you decide your ideal client is, and it can change at any time. Narrowing that down through strategy, and then going into your Rolodex of clients you've had in the past and say, okay, well, who is that person? Name that person by name. Write their name down and say, this is the kind of person I should be going after. And once you get 3 or 4 of them, you figure out that's your ideal client, you'll find amazing patterns. They may live on the same street and you can do direct mail. They may all be part of a club and you can go to this club, things like that. Really about building the foundation of your marketing first instead of just dumping a bunch of money into the marketing black hole and hoping that clients come back in return.
Is that pretty common where people just are like, let's just do some money here, throw some money there? How many businesses do you find, maybe percentage-wise, are actually doing it that way, that are doing it correctly and are actually doing what you're talking about?
Very few. We'll put it that way.
Really?
We all hate marketing agencies. We can kind of all agree because they love to just say, oh, I'll throw you some ads and you're going to get 1,000 leads and guess what? They call it a win. I'll give you 1,000 leads. It's not my problem you didn't convert them. Well, we're about, okay, let's figure out the right leads. And then not only that, we'll take it past the ideal client and say, how do we help you convert those ideal clients to actually become clients, to actually become real people?
Well, it's about conversions. It's not necessarily about just a sheer volume of people that see your message. I would prefer in my business if I only reach 10 people that I have a call with, but I book 5 of them, that's way better than 400,000 people seeing it and nobody calling me, right?
Exactly right.
Okay.
And most businesses don't have a set up system. So if you bring a bunch of leads in, do you have a good sales system? Do you have closers who can actually close people on the call? Do you have a follow-up system built out? So a big flood of leads, while it sounds fantastic, it's not the best strategy-wise.
So for the business owner who says, "Oh, wow, that sounds like me. We're just throwing stuff out there and it kind of works. We don't know if it works, or we don't know if it works because we don't measure it."
Exactly.
How can the marketing switch, if they call you or set up a meeting with you, how's that going to help them? I mean, you're going to be like, "Hey, let's start here," or is it like really for you? It's probably client education, like teaching someone how to do it. It's like on learning how to ride that bike and do it correctly.
Yeah, pretty much. So usually I start off with just a free first meeting and we kind of go over where you're aiming at right now and if you're even aiming in the right direction. And we sort of figure that out within the first meeting or so. And then if we decide we were a good fit for each other, we'll go in there and say, okay, so we figured out your ideal client. If they are, over the age of 50, we're not going to be hitting TikTok. If they're under the age of 30, we're not going to be in newspapers, things like that. So we kind of figure out strategies that are specific for every business because every business is the same, but at the same time, every business is very much unique.
How is AI changing marketing?
Majorly. Okay. So if I were to guess on most businesses right now, your number one source of clients is probably referrals, and number 2 is getting found on Google. You may be running ads, which, like I just said, we just discussed, May not be the best idea, but if your top lead source is getting found on Google, and usually it's by some type of question in how do I make an estate plan or whatever happens to be, and then hoping your blue link gets ranked high enough that they click on you, those days are gone. And those days are changing right now to the point where AI is answering that question now. And not only is AI answering the question, AI is saying, oh, this is how you do an estate plan. You want me to draft one up for you? You want me to do this? You want me to file it for you? You want me to massage your feet? Like, it's going all the way to the point where you no longer are even needed. You're losing those leads. So you need to get recommended, you need to get referred to and cited inside of AI.
Okay. And you have that background and that knowledge to be able to help them, because I can see another business owner saying, how am I going to do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Where it becomes like, I don't even know how to do that. That's where you come in to guide them, because I imagine it's not a one size fits all, like, because not only everyone thinks of ChatGPT, but there are dozens and dozens of AIs, machines that you can get into, that whether it's creating text, whether it's creating ideas, business plans. I mean, I still am not a big fan of animated, like robotic kind of pictures.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I mean, do you think AI replaces marketing departments at some point, or is it a matter of the smart people learn how to use AI to become even better?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
You can use AI in the right way. And if you get your website built out right, and just a silly example, if you have a lot of your text inside of images, AI can't read that very well, can't read your website very well, so they're never going to refer to you as an expert because they're not reading that text very well. If your text is not in certain code inside your website, all the other complicated nerd stuff that I leave to the smart people, take care of the strategy kind of thing. But really it's about putting out the right content and about putting out human content a lot of times. So you can't really use AI to beat AI. So you can't go into AI and say, I'm going to write me 500 blogs about how great I am and then use that. AI knows it's AI. They want human content.
Okay.
So what I usually tell a lot of my clients is if you're going to do something like a podcast or whatever you want to do, like if you want to spit out some information, record it on your phone, transcribe it, and then we'll turn that into a blog, but don't use AI to try to beat AI.
Makes sense. Well, if you're using AI, the times I've tried to use it, it doesn't seem as authentic as my own voice. It helps me create like parameters, because I don't like, what am I going to talk about? It helps me narrow it down, but if I don't talk in an authentic voice, because then the authentic voice also filters down to the other forms of marketing that you do, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Okay. Yeah. Because with the age of AI and everyone being able to crank out things like you just said, we can all tell when it's just robots putting it out there. So you need an actual personal touch. And that's kind of where I pivot from not necessarily running out and doing ads or anything like that can be cranked out. Even email marketing can do that. I'm talking more about putting personal things out there, like, for example, newsletters, print newsletters, e-newsletters, whatever they may be. You should have personal articles that you are actually writing. You remember that little typing thing we used to do? Actual articles and actual ways to help people that you are writing yourself instead of having machines, or I call them the killer robots, do it all for you.
So one of the advantages of coming to an agency like the Marketing Switch is that you have those relationships with vendors as well, if it's direct mail or if it's running social media ads, where you're going to be able to say, hey, we're going to be able to get you the best of the best. In this situation here, we were going to try TikTok ads, but we're going to do direct mail, and this, you're going to be able to guide them in that process.
Exactly right. So we kind of used to call it a virtual marketing department, or we can call it a fractional chief marketing officer, whatever. We come in and we say,
now you're just talking fancy.
Right? Let's pivot from this to this maybe and say, okay, maybe we need ads over here, but probably not. Maybe we need this over here. If you're going out to this audience, everything's got to be custom built. There's no like slap the repair on, like I just mentioned. Everything should be personalized to your business because things are changing fast and you've got to be able to adapt very quickly.
Okay. So tell people your website, how to get a hold of you.
Yeah, sure. It's themarketingswitch.com. Over here somewhere in this back direction.
Behind us.
Yeah. You can email me directly, al@themarketingswitch. You can also send me a text message. Another thing to do, make sure your websites has text messaging, have emailing, but they want to reach out and talk to you. So.
Well, and Al's got a newsletter that was it coming on Friday?
Fridays.
I kind of look forward to it because I want to see what your kids are up to.
Yeah.
Because it's always a little bit of that sense of humor of like, hey, then I can relate, and I'm like, oh yeah, we've done that too, or like I'm getting ready for that. I'm like, that's great. Something to look forward to.
Yes.
Exactly. The ability to think about business, but also to have that personal interaction. So sign up for the newsletter too, because you'll find some tips, tricks. You'll also a little bit of humor and sometimes a story. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I didn't know that. Al's kids know more about that than I do. I'm like, how's that even possible? So all right, so for all things marketing, you're going to be able to at least point them in the right direction, help them get started, and solve those problems. Because a lot of times it's just like, I don't know where to go, I don't know where to turn.
Exactly right.
So having that first interaction, that call is the way to go.
100%.
All right, there's Al. He's from the Marketing Switch. Thanks for joining us. We're in the Jurassic Studios. Look for more coming soon.